Okay. Everyone, bring it in and welcome back to another episode of our Triangle Splash podcast. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the All Star break. And with that, this week, starting today, actually, the season has restarted again. So hopefully, everyone remember to set their lineup and let's kick it off. First thing, fantasy impact. We're going to talk about some recent trades or signings that may happen that have already happened, or maybe that will happen in the next few days or weeks that will impact fantasy rotations or players.
Yeah, so this was one of my topics for this week, so I'll start off.咁近排大家都知道或者好似呢兩日啦，Blake Griffin 被Detroit Pistons buy out 咗啦，咁就唔夠48小時已經簽咗去 Brooklyn Nets 噶啦。咁我覺得 Blake Griffin 呢個 signing for Brooklyn 咧係會唔多唔少影響而家好多近排Brooklyn Nets 俾人 pick up 咗嘅。For example, Bruce Brown. Bruce Bowen, standing on Spurs嗰個. So Bruce Brown has been a pretty hot pickup lately since KD has been out. 佢連續6場 double figures 啦，又 score more than 10 points 啦 and averaging more than 30 minutes per game. So with the Blake Griffin signing, 我覺得會影響其中一個人就係 Bruce Brown 啦。咁加埋 KD 嗰陣翻嚟嘅時候，佢更加會少咗 minutes 咯。咁除咗 Bruce Brown 之外，仲有Jeff Green 啦，Jeff Green 嘅 time 同 minutes 都會被影響得好緊要咯。咁其中一個我覺得反而唔會俾佢影響到就係DeAndre Jordan，因為咁始終 Blake Griffin 可以俾到你嘅其實真係好少咯，尤其是 defensively 啊。咁我覺得 Brooklyn 始終都好需要defensive minded player， 所以我覺得 DeAndre Jordan 係唔會被影響，所以最緊要俾人影響就係 Bruce Brown 啦。如果你啲近排pick up 咗佢嘅話，都要即係睇下需唔需要 drop 咯，同埋 Jeff
Green。Yeah, to add on to that, 有另外一個人其實 I've been eyeing him 就係 Nicholas Claxton。Yes. That guy has been like a beast actually, a 36-minute beast. 基本上佢係 average 緊 like 可能10幾分啊 like he just dunks everything, so his field goal percentage is like upper 70%, and then yeah, he has block steals, so he's like a pogo stick too. So
佢都係可能另外一個被影響，因為 Blake Griffin 啱sign 咗 Brooklyn Nets 嘅。
Exactly.
Yeah, and Saram Fan, when a player enters a team, you have to think about the players that he just left too.
Yeah.
Leaving the Detroit Pistons, who are, let's just say, not doing that good this season. And this means two things. One, sounds like Detroit's moving away from their veterans. They've already traded Derrick Rose away. And the next veteran on the team, Mason Plumlee, playing really well right now, but he's 31 years old. So he's going to be another player to watch on the radar to see what they do with Mason Plumlee. And also it sounds like they want to develop their young players as well. So two young players that I have on the radar that will be affected by this Blake Griffin trade is Sadiq Bey, who was actually slotted kind of into that starting forward position right after Blake Griffin stopped playing. And also Killian Hayes, their draft pick point guard, 19 years old, so really young. He may take over a lot of the playmaking that is left over wide open. So Brooklyn Nets and Detroit Pistons, those are the two teams to start watching because of this Blake Griffin trade, or Blake Griffin signing.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So Angus, you want to hit us with your picks?
Oh, so this one, I guess signing has been mentioned a lot of times, and I think that a lot of contenders are gonna start having to do something in response to this Blake Griffin signing. So the signing I have to keep on the radar is obviously, well, not my guy anymore. It's Brian's guy, but Andre Drummond. So I still think that he's actually a really useful piece, and a lot of contenders can use him. Easily double machine, 1.6 steals, 1.2 blocks, so really good for the defense. But I think he'll have to go somewhere that is not, where he is not the offensive focal point. So 3 teams I have on my list that should go for him: Celtics, Hornets, and Lakers. So those three teams, I think they don't need him to like carry their team, but they just need like a good center. That would be like a good defensive anchor. So I think if Andre Drummond goes to those three teams, they'll affect their front court for sure. And basically, they'll kind of, I think they'll revive Andre Drummond from whatever he is now.
I think the weirdest thing about how you said it will revive him, the thing is he wasn't even playing bad or anything. He was playing, in an elite level. So I think it's still tough. I think just because Cleveland is rebuilding right now, and he's not going to help them become. He's not going to be like a centerpiece for like a future franchise. Hence, he's being traded. But he's in his prime, and I think most likely my bet, if I were him, it's going to be the Lakers. If he buys out, it's going to be the Lakers. That's like the place where he can actually win a championship. So in turns, I think AD is going to get a pretty good hit with the number. But then, AD is injured already. But actually, Andre Drummond himself is gonna maybe even blossom even more in LA. So yeah, stay tuned, guys.
But 我覺得最緊要 Lakers 係會 notice 係 the only way they can probably get Drummond is via buyout。即係如果 Drummond 俾 Cleveland buyout 咗嘅話，就去 Lakers 先至有最大機會去到 Lakers，因為佢哋冇任何 trade 嘅 assets 啊，可以俾 Cleveland 去execute 呢個 trade， 所以 Charlotte 都有機會 trade 到，但係Lakers 嘅話就只可以 buyout 先會去到咯。
Okay, the awkward silence. Yuck. So for me, okay, I'm gonna go ahead then. So for me, as everybody knows, today news is LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah,
yes.
Aldridge.
He is gonna be set down just like Drummond. So who is gonna be this? I'm not even looking up at where he's gonna be going. It's more so who in the San Antonio Spurs is gonna benefit the most from this. And this guy, I've been eyeing him to pick him up for like the longest time. I don't even know why I didn't pull the trigger, but he's already been picked up way before LaMarcus was set down or was decided to sit him down. But this guy, his name is Jakob. Can you say the name for me, Angus?
Jakob Poeltl.
Jakob Poeltl. Yeah, that guy. This guy is like. I mean, he's more like a Cody Zeller 2.0 with much better defensive stats. I mean, Cody Zeller has been playing pretty damn well this season, but Jakob has been playing pretty good too. Like his stats for the last week, it's 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist with half steal and half blocks. But that's based on him playing just a couple of games. But if we look back 2 weeks ago, his stats was 7 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 0.7 steal and 1.5 blocks. And that's if you're just looking at the numbers, it might not be impressive, but 8 rebounds and his steals and blocks are actually very, very valuable if you're just picking him from the waiver wire. So if he's still out there for some miracle reason, or if you're just playing in a smaller league, pick him up. He's gonna give you a lot of defensive stats. That's very valuable.
Agreed. And Poeltl was actually 佢係2016年嘅 first round pick by the Toronto Raptors. A top 10 pick actually. It was part of the trade with DeMar DeRozan from Toronto to San Antonio for Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, wow, so he was a centerpiece for the championship.
So he was a high draft pick, so a lot of potential.
Yeah. Interesting. The Spurs and Toronto have so many connections in trading, just like the Red Rocket.
Yeah, Matt Bonner.
Yeah, that guy, man. That guy's good.
All right, still a lot of talks, probably a lot of phone calls as we speak. The reminder that the official NBA trade deadline is ending on March 25th, I believe. In fact, to check this real quick.
Yep.
Yes, March 25th. So a lot of things can still go down, and just because this is actually like a pretty big deal, because a lot of the trades will affect how the end of the fantasy will go, especially going into playoffs. So hopefully you can keep a good eye and make the right decisions in accordance to what happens in the NBA.